Hi everybody, this is Doug Mimo, Director of Education with MPG, and welcome to our YouTube channel. In this demo, we're going to show you why it's so important to install MPG's host code on your systems. In this demo, we'll answer all the Q&A questions that we get about this vital process. And along the way, we'll talk about the myth about historical data and how it affects your system negatively in regards to DASD. I hate installing third-party software. It's hard and it takes forever. Why do I have to do it? That's a great question. As an ex-customer in the trenches, I can attest that I hated installing third-party software. It took a long time and it never installed clean. With Performance Navigator and Power Navigator, we create an easy step-by-step process that you can load the host code on your systems in under 10 minutes. Okay, I get it. The install is easy. But my boss doesn't want me to install it on any of my systems because it's going to affect my system negatively. The neat thing about having the host code on the system is we can answer those tough performance management questions simply by looking at the historical data. That's the ironic thing about this whole discussion. The historical data is created by the host code, which allows you to measure key processes, key jobs on your system. So let's answer the question, is the host code negatively affecting my system? Well, in this graph, you can see that our perfnav dr job, which is our main job to create the historical data, is only using 10% of the CPU daily. And when we drill down into an individual day to look at the host code main job, we can see that the job's only running for 18 seconds. And when we peel back the onion further and look at the core metrics for the job, we can see that we're barely using CPU, barely using CPW. Of course, we're doing I/O as we build our performance data, but I think we can safely say that the host code does not affect your system negatively in the least. Why can't I just send management collection objects for my client? We love this question because we get asked this so often. So I think it merits a discussion, and let's just talk about management collection objects. So what are you getting? Well, right off the bat, you're getting a 24-hour view. So I ask the question, when we get 1 day's worth of data, are you getting the busiest day of the year? Is it really reflective of your busiest time of the year? Should it be your baseline data? The process of collecting the data and FTPing us is also a very, very tedious and long task. That's why when you add in the fact that you're slowing down the capacity planning process and you're putting the risk in the process where you don't even know if you have your busiest day, that's why MPG simply doesn't recommend using management collection objects. Here's another reason why the host code is so important on your systems: seasonal trends. Remember, with management collection objects, you simply get the 24-hour view. Here, we can see that our CPU is growing at an alarming rate. This is the kind of input you need for successful capacity planning projects. And because you've taken the time to load the host code on your system, you've created a culture where you're recording performance every single day. And as a result, you find the right peak day. No more guessing, no more having a feeling, no more taking risk with management collection objects. Okay, I get your point that the third-party install is easy. That's great. I also love the fact that the performance of the host code isn't going to affect my system negatively. But what about the historical data? Won't it be a hindrance on my disk utilization? You know, in the old days, the question about disk space being used up by performance data, that was a true statement. That was when DASD was very small as far as capacity goes. The great news about Performance Navigator is this historical data doesn't even affect the system negatively. We've created historical graphs to prove that point. Here in this example, you can see with the movie camera on, we can see the total DASD and how much the performance data is actually affecting total DASD. If you see the line right here, it's 0.4% of your total DASD. That's why it's so important to have the host code installed so we can see the very, very important performance data and we can use it effectively when we're doing our performance management projects.